Check 1, 2, 3, 4. How's the Patriots dancing on the floor? Good Wednesday. Hump day is here. Glad you guys are here hanging out. Big H in the house. Big Cat, whatever you want to call me. Harry, it's fine. Um, I've noticed. Let me just get a quick in. Oh yeah, Amish land. Not Amish coffee though. I would like to have some. We go to upstate Pennsylvania a lot, Pocono area, to visit the Amish, and I love it there. Uh, Talking about, if you think about the religions that have either started out way back BC area, if there was religions back then, all the way to today with Christianity, Judaism, Islam, all that. It's definitely taken time and it's taken persecution to finally, rise a little bit to the top and be a secure religion, however you believe. And I believe you should be able to believe in anything you believe. I don't care if you believe in spaceships. That's fine. I don't. I'm even fine if you don't believe there's a religion. That's cool too. And I have to wonder. I was watching Patrick Bet Davis, Valuetainment. So we'll get to him in a minute. And I just have to wonder: is the weaponization right now from the left, not only mainstream media and whatnot, and at our capital even, and big tech, but is it where they've come to the conclusion that uh, racism or anti-racism or reverse racism, any of that, is now a religion or wants to be? Is the gay community, uh, are they see like because I know there's amazing people that are gay, so I don't even have a problem with that. It's wonderful. I think you should be able to do what you want to do, but is there an offshoot of that that's saying, hey, let's make it a religion and let's have like the pride flags in a first grade classroom and the teacher takes down the American flag? Like, I just have to wonder, like, if in the teachers' unions, are they spouting out young teacher degree people? And I read this quick article, and I'll have to find it, see if I can put it in the comments below. And please like, subscribe, share me, ring the bell, all that stuff. It all helps. My channel's been around for a long time, but I've decided to devote it to this type of fodder. And, you know, all the algorithm busting you can do, it helps me if you share and spread me. I just have to wonder. I saw this article where the teachers unions are suggesting to, let's just say, a normal person that goes into college for their first year is thinking I'm going to come out in 4 years as a teacher. And they're starting to say, hey, even if you can't get a job as a teacher right away, get on the school board and help promote what the teachers unions are doing. And there's plenty of people that, if you do your research, there's a lot of people, not just me, that are against teachers unions. I think there should be more of a parent union. So I bumped into, and I've put Patrick Bet Davis up before, and I love him to death. I think he's very balanced. I like to try to share with you people that are balanced. And I just wanted to, let you see a little bit of this. I'll react to it. And it's very interesting on how a gay man talks about, it rhymes with brooming. All right, let's just say that. So here's the show. Let me get it to you. Here we go. So here's the show, and let's check out what these folks are talking about.
So then the grooming concept gets a little bit of credibility. Maybe that is happening. Maybe it is becoming a religion to be part of the LGBTQ community. Because
You see?
if that's the case, and if it's a religion, what is wrong with baptizing others? What is wrong with trying to convince you, whether you're gay or not, whether you like men or not?
Do you see this? Do you see the comparison? I mean, it's pretty smart. And I'm going to put this link in. So watch the whole show from start to beginning. I'm just pulling out this little spot to react to.
So that's the argument where, you know, if other religions are baptizing people, can I impose my religion on you? Can I impose my philosophy on you? So do you think they see it that way? The groomers see it that way, that I'm baptizing your kids just like the institution has been baptizing us into believing we're Christians, God exists, all this other stuff. Do you think they see it that way?
I think when someone is grooming a child, to be a part of the LGBT community, I think they know exactly what they're doing. You see a lot of people, especially on TikTok, pushing this onto their children as if it's some sort of fad. We use this phrase called trans trending, and it's because we see, like in schools, like in Castro Valley Unified School District, they painted 10-foot pride flags on their floors in their elementary schools.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, look, I'm good with the message for adults to message adults. I'm good with that. And in certain stores, if you want to have, your stuff hanging up on walls, that's fine. If you want to make movies about it, that's fine. But the place I draw the line is basically 12th grade and under. That it should not be something that's normalized, meaning that shock value is taken away. And this gentleman says that once the shock value is taken away, the broomers can be a little bit more sly and creative, if you know what I mean.
If you're not putting gay on a pedestal and popularizing it, then I don't know what is. So they're putting this community on a pedestal, and everyone wants to strive for that in school. And the students are messaging us saying that they can't speak out. They can't, tell people how they feel because they're in fear of judgment. They're in fear of violence. And this is happening as young. I get these messages from kids in elementary school that they're scared. And so I would agree that based on these numbers, you can definitely say, grooming is happening at a wide scale in our school systems. And one of the things that my side or the woke side will push back on is people are more accepting now. People are able to be themselves now and come out of the closet now. And I would argue there is absolutely no statistics to prove that. But there are statistics showing that the more acceptance and the more we push it in our schools, the more children are going to identify that way.
I just got to say, I'm 54 years old. I have a 16 and a 20-year-old right now. My daughter's 16. I've watched both of them go through high school. And absolutely in my day, in the 70s, early 80s, it might be 1 or 2%. And that doesn't, I know there was a lot of people back then that would have never came out, but you could almost tell by either their body language, their demeanor, that they probably were going to land on the other side, but we really didn't talk about it. It was more like it was, I don't want to say it where it comes out wrong, but it's going to sound wrong, but it was more like, if somebody drew something that looked ugly, unfortunately somebody say, "Oh, dude, that's gay," and that was wrong. That was totally wrong to do. But in my high school years, where I grew up, we didn't go around beating up anybody, and we didn't shun anybody. And I would say out of 120 students, maybe 1 or 2 of them you could just tell that's which way they were going. Even girls that were tomboys, I would say another 1 or 2% of the girls. I was kind of referring more to the guys. So let's just say combined of the student body, maybe 2 to 4%. And when I see the high school today that my children went through, it's very accepted. It's very gentle. I can't say there's any true negativity out of it, but I'll guarantee it's up 35 to 40% of kids. And I've seen some of them grow out of it through high school. So, they get on certain social medias and they think it's normal, which it can be, once you're an adult and you want to do what you want to do, or you're 17, 18, 19. But these kids are saying at 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, by the time they get to high school and they see other kids, it's sort of like the thing to do. But I have seen a lot of them kind of reverse by 10th, 11th grade because they're realizing, this was cool. Maybe it was even closer to cosplay. but I kind of like that girl, or I kind of like that boy. And then all of a sudden, and silently, nobody says anything. They just kind of go sort of back to the biologically set up way. So anyway, I'm just saying from 1980 to 2023, the percentages in high schools are way higher now and accepted, which is fine. You don't want anybody hurt. And I do know that there's, people that do stuff online and bully. I know there is bullying, but even bullying has been, quashed in a higher percentage than what it used to be. Believe me, bullying happened when I was in high school, and you had to either learn how to fight back or you just took it. So, but I'm against bullying, but I am for saving our children.
And if we're want to play dumb, then we cannot acknowledge that.
Would you, Tom and Jed? I'm going to ask you guys as parents. Would it bother you if they came out and they got a tax code like Scientology and it becomes a religion?
Listen to this. This is huge. And then I'll clean this up, get you guys out of here. But listen to this. And Jedediah, when she comes on, blows my mind because I've watched her, and she's a lefty, and she really speaks like a mother.
Mm-hmm. And it's no longer a gender, where it's not a gender that you're male, female. Oh my God, all these other pronouns that I got to remember all. No, guess what it is? Moving forward, LGBTQ is a religion. We're a nonprofit organization. We have preachers, we have pastors, and we baptize. And yes, we are converting.
And if you agree with that, put a comment down below. Is it a religion? I'm very interested in what you would put, and let me read it.
Are doing it the same way Christians are doing it, the same way Muslims are doing it, the same way Catholics are doing it, the same way 7-day, Jehovah, LDS is doing it. That's what we're doing. We are officially religion. Would that make you a little bit more comfortable knowing their motive is now clear?
And don't forget, even over in the Utah area and further out from Utah, they still have people with lots of wives, lots of kids. That's crazy. But you don't see FBI, DOJ bursting in there and putting an end to it. So, and again, that doesn't really bother me. If it's something that you want to do in your community, go ahead and do it. Just don't politicize it and go for that money machine. Because all that negativity and civil war that it's creating right now between us, which I guarantee you most of us Americans are still like, if somebody was in any of those worlds and fell down, we'd get up and pick them up. If they needed help, we'd help them. But it's the mainstream media that is twisting your heads around to think that the Christian white male is out to get you and is super racist. That's completely wrong. That's not the way it is. So this is a really interesting question that Patrick brings up, and Jedediah, I think it's a really nice way she comes back at him.
Well, it would be transparent, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a religion already. We can all acknowledge it is a religion.
Correct.
I mean, I always say leftism is a religion, environmentalism. These radical agenda, these are religions. But they would, one, never do that, because part of what's happening here is, indoctrination. There's a slyness to it. There's a sneakiness to it. You have to normalize the grooming, right, in order to indoctrinate. You have to make it like, no, this is just a new way of life. We're just being accepting and kind. Before, we were bigoted and we were harassing people, and now we're just making everything, this is what the new normal is, and it's healthy. They need it to look like that. If it becomes a religion, then they're going to open themselves to a lot of criticism. There's going to be people that are going to be able to say, I opt not to be a part of that. And just like someone else can say, I opt not to be a part of Christianity, or I opt not to be a part of Judaism, that would have to also be accepted then, that you make a choice and you're either going to be part of this whole grooming system or you're not. They don't want that.
See, that's what I'm talking about, the weaponization. When they create their safe space with their fence, if you don't walk through the gate and either love what they're doing, or if you stand outside of the gate and say, hey, what they're doing in there is great, the minute you say what they're doing in there is not for me, they aim every bad word, slang word at you immediately. And that's the money machine. That makes money.
want that to be the new normal, whereby then everyone has to adhere, or wear the label of being a bigot. That's the structure that needs to be in place for the
Amen.
grooming to be successful.
Yeah, I look at it, and their goal is not to be separate and contrasted. They don't want that, because if you say, oh, you're a religion, now you're a category, now you're in a box, you draw a box around that, and that's not what the movement wants, because that's going to create contrast, that's going to create separatism. Oh, Jewish people are like this, Muslim people are like this, and this group over here is like this. That's not what they want. Exactly what she said. They want normalcy. More importantly, this is just noise. What's going on deeper underneath is a socialist Marxist trend to split children away from their parents, not on any particular sexual theme, but for the state to control thought and the state to kind of indoctrinate kids. And that's really what the big root of the tree is. And all we're seeing on this is kind of noise. But if they were to just, it is a religion, and she's correct. It's an ideology.
But do you understand what I want you to think about the question I'm asking.
Yeah.
Just hear me out the question I'm asking. What if they flat out came and they said they are a religion, okay? And, here's what we believe in. We want to baptize you in the name of the lesbians, the gays, the, whatever, the LGBT, this is what we do. And we.
All right, so that's what you want to think about, right? If you want to leave a comment down there, I suggest, please, because I need to know what you guys are thinking compared to what I'm thinking. I happen to agree. I happen to think that probably the next thing is they would do that. They would say it's a religion. Oh, well, if that's what happens, that's what happens. But where I'm concerned the most is to save our children and to make sure that what they see, hear, learn, be taught in school is definitely what we approve of, the parents. And that's what this message is about. It's about the parents taking control of the children and the patriots taking control of Capitol Hill. And when I say that, I mean when we vote for people, we want to know we're voting and it's getting tabulated right and everything's safe. We want a transparency in voting and in our Capitol. And that's going to be a decade to fight for. And on one last note, make sure you kiss, love, hug a veteran. You can visit Gretchen Smith on Twitter @CodeOfVets, or you can go right here on YouTube, and I will leave a comment, a link in the comments for her. Wonderful lady. She takes care of our vets. So I will see you on the other side, and peace out.